All right, guys, welcome back. Natalie Newhart here, founder of Fit Addicted Nutrition. And today what we're going to be talking about is why women don't want to be going too low carb, okay? It is just as detrimental for you to not get enough carbs as it is for you to get too many carbs. And this is what I consider the carb tipping point. So what we're looking for, when it comes to sustainable weight loss, something that I can achieve day in, day out without thinking about it, without it feeling like a chore, and where I have my hunger is satisfied, satiated, my energy is high, my cravings are low, I'm not thinking about food, right? In order for us to have that sort of easiness with food, and create the sustainable weight loss that we're looking for, we need to find our carb tipping point. And so the carb tipping point is the point where it's not too many carbs and it's not too little. You know it's too many carbs if you are gaining weight or not losing weight, okay? And this also goes with, you have to look at both food and stress, okay? So we want to make sure that we're not having too much carbs, and so, and you would just kind of know that if you're not getting results, then you may want to see if maybe you're eating, like consistently eating over, 175 grams of carbs. For most women, that might be too much on a daily basis, okay? And then you also want to make sure that you're not eating too little carbs, okay? Because as soon as you start going too low carb, then what's going to happen is you're going to get your heck out of check, okay? And you'll still see weight gain as a result. And the reason why that works is because what happens is when you have too little carbs, what I consider is heck out of check, it's hunger, energy, and cravings will be out of balance. So when we eat too little of carbs, we've all encountered this. Anytime we've done a diet and we've really restricted our carbs, we notice certain things like our hunger goes through the roof. We get insanely hungry. We lose our motivation, we lose energy, and we have insane cravings for salty, sweet, carby types foods. We may have lost some weight there as we did that 7 days or 14 days of low carb diet, but it's not sustainable, right? Because we'll just be hungry and not have much energy, not have motivation, and we'll be craving all the foods. And so that's not going to last long. And the thing about that is when you actually do that, like when you diet in that way, you actually, you reduce your metabolic rate because you're losing weight, okay? And then it's only a matter of time that you really kind of go a little crazy on food. And so yes, you may have lost weight, but now you've probably lost some muscle as well, and you're craving all the food, so you end up finding yourself binging or overeating at some point, and you actually gain all that weight back plus some. In fact, what studies have shown is that dieting actually kind of makes you fatter because of this whole process, because we diet in a way that's unsustainable, we lose weight, we lose muscle, and then we eat it back so fast that we gain all of it back as fat. So instead of keeping that muscle that we did have on, we've now actually gotten fatter by that, okay? And this is why, like, they actually, they don't show reunion shows when it comes to, like, The Biggest Loser, for example. You see people getting results like this, right? Just dieting, working out harder, and not eating many carbs. But what they don't show you is that within a year or two after they've lost all that weight, most of those contestants, those participants are actually at the same weight, if not fatter. So it's pretty bad statistics. It's 95% of diets fail in this way because of this, and 66% of those people who fail actually get fatter than when they were originally started. So 66% of those Biggest Loser competitors are actually fatter than when they started, because of this whole sort of yo-yo approach, okay? So that is not the good way. That is not a smart way, right? We don't want to go too low carb. Instead, what we want to be doing is focusing on a certain amount of carbs that allows us to keep our heck in check, but also allows us to see results. That's how you know you're in a sustainable weight loss program, or you're, in a sustainable, a lean body program. And so what we're looking for when it comes to heck in check, if you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what we want is our hunger to be less than 5, our energy to be equal to or greater than 6. This is on a daily basis. And our cravings to be less than 5, okay? If either one of these are out of that range, so if my hunger is above a 5 and my energy is less than a 6 and my cravings are more than a 5 or higher than a 5, that is going to be heck out of check. And that's when I know I'm in this zone, right? I'm setting myself up for failure. I'm setting myself up for binge and weight gain, okay? Rather than if I just raise my carbs up just a little bit, that may be the thing that I need to satisfy my cravings, have better energy, and feel more satiated with my hunger, okay? Now, we're just talking about carbs here. Obviously, you're still gonna want to make sure you're getting plenty of protein and plenty of veggies, right? But there is a certain point of a certain number of carbs that we all need that is going to make us feel like the edge is taken off, like we're not deprived, okay? And that's the point that we want to try to figure out is what is that point for each one of us? And it's going to be different for different people. Like I work with women, some women that I work with, like they can eat 200 grams of carb every single day, like even on a rest day. Then there's other women that can't, that they have to keep it under 100 grams of carb. So everybody's carb tipping point is going to be different. And the key is for you to figure it out on what your carb tipping point is. This is something that we actually do inside my female hormone diet online course. So if you want, some help with, a female specific approach and trying to find that balance level, definitely check that out. Female Hormone Diet. It's a 4-week course and it teaches you how to find, how to cycle your diet with your hormones, how to eat and train with your period and how to find your carb tipping point so that you don't feel like you have to follow a restrictive plan. So you can really figure out what amount of carbs works best for you. Okay. But when you get your heck in check, that is when you're going to see sustainable weight loss. That is when you're going to see, you're going to have the balanced energy. You're not going to be, insane. You won't be hungry and craving food and thinking about food all the time. So the goal, the name of the game is for sure to get heck in check. Okay. No matter what diet you're doing, if you're doing fasting, if you're doing low carb, high carb, keto, it doesn't matter. The goal is you want to make sure that the end goal is your heck is in check. So it doesn't feel like you're on a diet. And that's when you're going to be able to create that sustainable weight loss. But also keep in mind that it's not just about food, right? We get our heck in check through one of the ways is finding that carb tipping point. But the second way is making sure that we are in a state that, where we're not anxious all the time. We're not overwhelmed. We're not sad, angry, frustrated. So emotional stress can definitely, absolutely, actually like 9 times out of 10 is the thing that's often causing heck out of check. It's either not enough carbs usually, or it's the fact that you are just going. You're living life in such a go state that it skews it. It's stressful on the body, and that what that stress does is it sets your heck out of check. Okay. And so we want to make sure that we're getting to this heck in check point by way of the food that you eat, meaning one of the things is finding the right amount of carbs that you need in your diet. And the second thing is making sure that you are taking time to de-stress, okay, in whatever way that may be. Maybe it's just going for walks, maybe it's doing breath work, maybe it's meditating, spending time in nature, or adding in some massage or long baths, but all that stuff will help get your heck in check. So that is what the goal is, okay? So again, don't want to go too low carb because that will literally set you up for failure, okay? Binging and weight gain. Because it is just too stressful on the body. And when the body is stressed, especially the female body, heck goes out of check and we turn into a really hungry, irritable, kind of binging type person. Okay. So definitely want to find that carb tipping point. So that's it, guys. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a takeaway. Everybody's different. I wish I could give you a number of what that's going to be. You're just going to have to experiment with it on your own. Try something out. Start with 100 grams of carbs. Then, if heck is out of check, add a little bit more carb. If heck is still out of check, add a little bit more carb. Take it up to 150, take it up to 200. And if that doesn't work, If you are not getting your heck in check by means of just from diet alone, just by adding carbs, that's when you know you've got a lifestyle issue. That's when you know it's a stress issue that's keeping your heck out of check, and not necessarily maybe a carb or a food issue. Okay. So just a little bit of trial and error. If you want some help with that, again, you can check out my female hormone diet class or online course, or you can apply to work with me one-on-one by going to www.talktonat.com. And we can see if you're a good fit for the program, see if I have any spots open for you, and really just get you figured out once and for all, so we can really eliminate those diet plans, eliminate the restricted dieting, and really eliminate all the confusion that's out there. All right, guys, hopefully that helps you all. We'll see you guys in the next video. Much love to you all. Bye.